What's up, YouTube? What's up, YouTube? What's up, Twitch? How y'all doing? I hope you're having a good day. And for this live stream, I will be talking about Cobra Kai, She-Hulk, and She-Hulk episode 5. What I think of it, what I like about it, what what I like about She-Hulk so far, the things I like, things I don't like, and stuff like that. Um, because think about my opinion and stuff like that, it's like shoot, I actually like She-Hulk. That the She-Hulk show. And plus, I talk with Cobra Kai, and thing about so far, the five episodes I've seen from She-Hulk, and the whole season that I see for Cobra Kai to me, it is just a better show. It has stakes, it has good writing. Certain stuff in it might be a little bit cheesy to people and stuff like that, but the show is good. And kind of like, in my opinion, and kind of like in my opinion, shoot, um, kind of like in my opinion, shoot. Let's talk about, in my opinion, the She-Hulk season so far. As in knowing, it's the She-Hulk attorney at law. The She-Hulk attorney at law. My opinion, I actually like it. It's not bad. But the thing in my opinion is like certain parts of the show just seem like it would take a different angle to it. I think in my opinion that the show could have been a lot better. Because it kind of seem like the show is kind of hanging. It has on cameos and stuff like that. That's kind of like cameos, everything like that. That's kind of like cameos. Depending on the cameos, if the cameos is good, if people like cameos doing that week, it kind of seem like the cameo of Wong is kind of like saving that show right now. That this episode, last episode Wong is in, it was actually good, and plus they brought a little bit of stakes to it. Of my opinion, that actually was a good thing in my opinion for it to bring a little bit more stakes to the stuff. I think in my opinion, it's actually a good thing for them to bring the on the show. Well, I think in my opinion would actually be good. Because they in my opinion about the She-Hulk show, it's like the She-Hulk show in my opinion will be better in the long run. When I think in my opinion will be better now. But the thing in my opinion is it's just I just hope the She-Hulk show just don't make me eat my words just by saying this. And kind of like in my opinion, it seems like it's gonna be better, but shoot, it might not. And kind of like for me, right, that the first episode of She-Hulk was actually average for me in my opinion. And kind of like in my opinion, right, the I think the She-Hulk show, in my opinion, should have taken it should have took the mafia, I think, storyline from the comic books when everybody was talking about, like hearing from the She-Hulk fans who actually like that run. Because it kind of seemed like it to me. Kind of seemed like the me, right, the on the run about her. Kind of like the run by her to the mafia, her getting shot. Bruce Banner just had to get her blood the stuff like that. And kind of seemed like the me, in my opinion, that would be that would have been a good starting point for it to go with, I think in my opinion, it would have been it would have been my opinion a really good start point with it. And that's just my opinion on it. Just taking the mafia type criminal people who don't want her to just investigate something, just dealing with a case. And that would have been like a real good starting point, I think in my opinion. If they would take the mafia or somebody just behind the scenes doing the show who just want to stop Jennifer Walters and stuff like that. Um just to find out the truth. And that would have been like a real good. And that would have been a real good thing in my opinion to go with. But it seemed like to me that it didn't want to go with that angle or something like that. They wanted to go a different angle with it. They wanted to go a different angle with it, but I understand the reason why they might want to go a different angle with it. Because the thing about it, it seemed like Disney, in my opinion, did not want to take it there. Of my opinion, because we know that Disney don't like to take it there most of the time. They're dealing with these shows. They don't like to go over it all. They don't like to show just show certain stuff because they know like they're a family friendly company or something like that. In my opinion, that would have been a good thing, in my opinion, for them to show like the mafia. It should have showed the bad guy by now who is trying to stop, um, who would try to get She-Hulk blood. Because it seemed like the show had forgot about that storyline, in my opinion. And that's kind of like the bad thing about this show. What I noticed, because they kind of like forget about other storyline. And that's kind of like my opinion about it, because it kind of seems like it forgets about other storylines, and that's the bad thing about what I noticed about the show. Because you look at the episode 304, it should have just tried to build up on episode 4, episode 5. The episode 4 and episode 5 just should have built on who would try to get her blood, the reason why they wanted it. If they wanted it for serious reason, they wanted it for the military. This should have just tried to see, up in my opinion, the reason why they did it. And that's kind of like my offense about it. And that's kind of like my problem with it, stuff like that. It kind of seems like the show is like all over the place. But the thing about the lore stuff, I think in my opinion, it's not bad. The lore stuff, we just trying to do about stuff like that. Kind of like the lore stuff, in my opinion. That the courtroom stuff, it seems like it's a lot better. It's kind of like comedy and better, I think. Up in the early episodes, like it had a lot more seriousness to it. But but in this episode, I kind of like the lore stuff on this episode, and that's kind of like for me, the lore stuff on this episode. I actually like it, and kind of like in my opinion, um, Titania is just a vain villain. She's something like Vega, if you look at it, if you look at Vega just for Street Fighter and something like he sounds like a vanity person. It's, he sound like she sound like oh wait a minute. And that's kind of like my opinion on it and stuff like that. If I like it, don't like it, stuff like that, it's up to them. It's up to you. It's up to you. It's up to you, in my opinion. If you like it, don't like it, and stuff like that. You like about the show because show to me it's like a B minus show. It's not a bad show in my opinion. It's not like a bad show in my opinion. It sounds like most people just would say it's not a bad show, but it's not the best in my opinion. It's not the best show. And that's kind of like, in my opinion, what I like and stuff like that. And that's kind of my opinion. I kind of like this show. It's kind of quirky and kind of break the fourth wall, like our characters should be doing. But the thing about it, in my opinion, but the thing about my opinion, stuff like that, what I learned about the She-Hulk show is like, in my opinion, it's the She-Hulk show. I think in certain episodes probably built on probably building each other because you like episode 3, like when the Robert just tell blood and stuff like that. I I would like to know who would try to get her blood stuff like that, and that's kind of like, in my opinion, I would like to see who would try to get her blood and stuff like that. That's kind of like me, in my opinion. It's like I would like to see who was the bad guy, mastermind, or some kind of lieutenant who ordered his man to try to get the blood and stuff like that. And that's kind of like my thing and stuff like that. Like I would like to find out. But the thing about it, they got about 3, 4 episodes, I think. Something like that. And that's kind of thing I would like to see. I like to see built on the future of this character because think about if they up this characters in movies and stuff like that, is like I would like to see in this character who would try to get this character blood and stuff like that. I would like to see the reason why they didn't want this character to be to her to get her blood and just see what's the purpose. I think, in my opinion, and that's kind of like, in my opinion, I would like to see and stuff like that. So what kind of going to be the purpose of it? To get her blood. I would like to see if the government um if the government stuff like that just was involved in the rubber stuff like that behind the scenes. Because if you've seen the Incredible Hulk movie, is like General Ross just was he would have been like how can I say this? He would try to be the super soldier type of. He would try to replicate the super soldier serum, and that's kind of like my opinion and stuff like that. And because I kind of think it's some of him or some like just my opinion for the Daredevil universe. Since bringing the Daredevil, or could it be the hand who they tried to get her blood to make super soldiers? I think something like that to take over a block, a city, or a country, or something like that. And that's what I'm trying to figure out right now. Uh, because the thing about my opinion about that is like, shoot, I would like to figure out who is trying to do these stuff that who is the villain of She-Hulk, because shoot that, because the only thing right now I'm seeing for She-Hulk, in my opinion, just what I'm seeing, um, I just see her going through life, going through life and stuff like that. That's all I'm seeing. Be, because the thing about my opinion is like when you looking at the She-Hulk characters and stuff like that in a way, when you're looking at the She-Hulk character in a way, that's kind of like, if you look at the character itself, in my opinion, and kind of like in my opinion, um, and kind of like in my opinion about it. But if y'all like this show or not and stuff like that, it's up to y'all. It's up to y'all, my opinion, if you like the show or not. Because the thing about me, in my opinion, is like the She-Hulk show. I actually like the She-Hulk show. The She-Hulk show is not actually as bad as everybody think it is, but the writing and storytelling could use some work, in my opinion. It could use some work now. It could use some work at that now. Because the thing, in my opinion, is like if they would try to build on, if they were built on, in my opinion, and stuff like that, on the character, and that's kind of like my rights about it, because it needed built on the character of She-Hulk, of the villains, of the challenges, and stuff like that. And that's kind of like my gripe about it. Because then, in my opinion, it's like, if you want her, in my opinion, to accept being She-Hulk, in my opinion, then you should let her go through challenges at Jennifer Walters. I think, in my opinion, just to let her, in my opinion, and that's kind of like, in my opinion, stuff like that. It is like, you should let her go through more challenges. I think, in my opinion, you should let her go through more challenges. I think, in my opinion, as She-Hulk and Jennifer Walters, just to see that both of them, and that's kind of like, in my opinion, or something like that. What I would like to see is her, as her, in my opinion, go through it. Uh, um, that just me, in my opinion, stuff like that. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, Raj. Okay. Okay, I'll tell her. All right. What's up, YouTube? I'm sorry. It was a technical issue. It's a personal thing right now to deal with and stuff like that. And kind of like in my opinion, and stuff like that. I think the She-Hulk show, in my opinion, it's a B plus show so far. So far now, it's a B minus to a B plus because the show is kind of funny. It's it's kind of funny and stuff like that. That shoot the show in my opinion, it's kind of funny. In my opinion, and YouTube, I'll be right back. And plus, YouTube, Twitch, I I probably got to listen a little bit doorbell ring to get something. But the thing about my opinion about this show right here is funny. They had cameos and stuff like that that move the story along, in my opinion, which is in my opinion is a good thing. And kind of like the next thing that I learned about this show, it sounds like it's to show my opinion. It show my opinion just gonna depend on cameos just to depend on the story, just to save the show. And that's kind of like the bad thing that I don't like. And kind of like thing I'm worrying about, in my opinion, it sounds like if they gonna depend on the cameos and stuff like that to say the show and move story on, because that's what, and that's the case, and that's a bad thing in my opinion, because you should not be depending on, because you should not be dependent on cameos in my opinion, just to move the story along of your show. Because you look at it, your first 2 or 3 episodes probably should have built on the character origin stuff like that. In my opinion, the thing about my opinion, sound like it's too short. It's too short, in my opinion, and that's kind of like my problem with it. And that's kind of like my opinion about it. And for my opinion, I kind of don't like it. And that's kind of one thing that I don't like is them being too short. I think, in my opinion, which could be a good thing, bad thing, and something like that. It is like, I think 25 minutes. 25 minutes is too short. 30 minutes is too short. Because in my opinion, if you're gonna try to do a origin or a show or something like that, at least try to do it for about, at least try to do it for 40 minutes. I think at least 40 to 41 minutes, or 38, 39 minutes. I think, in my opinion, because in my opinion, it's like, I know that's too short. Wait a minute. And kind of like in my opinion, YouTube just dealing with the cameos and stuff. I think of the show could be good, but the cameos uh, um should add to a season. It should not be the sole reason the story is moving along, in my opinion. Because I just mean, on YouTube, I'll be right back. What's up, YouTube? And the kind of like thing I'm worrying about, it's like I'm just worrying about, in my opinion, I am worrying about, in my opinion, if the cameos and stuff in the show just gonna save it. And that's kind of like my opinion about it. And kind of the other thing I'm worrying about is sound like the cameos. The cameos, I think, is saving the show because you look at episode 4 and 5, Wong saved it. Wong saved episode 4 and 5. You look at episode 4, I think, in my opinion, had brought in a little bit of stakes to it. Episode 5, I think, in my opinion, was actually good. Which I think, in my opinion, was pretty good. Which can be a good thing, bad thing, but it just depends on what you're looking at the time, and stuff like that. Which I think for the She-Hulk show, it's actually good. But the thing about, if y'all got questions about my rating and anything like that, you got anything to ask me about the She-Hulk show and stuff like that, I'll be glad to answer it for y'all. Which I think, for me, in my opinion, is actually a good thing to be the She-Hulk show, because the She-Hulk show, I think, in my opinion, is a good show. And plus, my final statement about this She-Hulk show, I think, my final verdict is this last half of the show just don't I think bring up stakes a little bit, or just answer some of my questions. The She-Hulk show, I think, in my opinion, will be a failure. And this is the end of this section. Nobody leave it. Nobody leave the section or nothing like that. Because then, by my opinion, I think this show, in my opinion, probably can end with a B. That just me. And kind of like the next thing we're talking about is the Cobra Kai show. What? I'm live streaming. What?
They said sign the cover to that.
I don't know what this cover is. I don't get this movie.
Well, put it in one of them DVD things. All right.
And for the next thing I want to talk about is the Cobra Kai show. Because the Cobra Kai show is actually good, which I think, in my opinion, it is. Because like the Cobra Kai show, I think, in my opinion, is actually good though. The Cobra Kai show is not a bad show though. Everybody think it is though. Because the thing about the Cobra Kai stuff, the Cobra Kai season 5 have brought some mistakes. I think it did, and some respects it did. And for the Cobra Kai season 5, I think, in my opinion, and Terry Silver had brought in a whole lot of stakes for the character. I think, in my opinion, I think it did. Should I just me? Because like the Cobra Kai show, I think, in my opinion, it's actually good. Some of the characters of the new school, I think, something like that. This one, especially the boy in the middle, Dre, he could be like a future Cobra Kai Eagle Fang student. But in my opinion about it, because in my opinion, like I think, in my opinion, could be a good thing, bad thing, something like that. Which I think, in my opinion, could be a good thing, bad thing. So something like that, in my opinion about it. which I think, in my opinion, for me, that this Cobra Kai show, I think the for season 5, I think was actually good. It was actually good and brought more stakes to it. But in my opinion, if y'all got any questions that ask me about the Cobra Kai show, then y'all can ask me down below. If y'all got any questions to ask me about it. Because think about it, this season right here, this Cobra Kai season 5 show right here with Silver, um, it had brought the stakes for season 4. Season 4 was good, but season 5 was kind of better, I think, in my opinion, because um because in my opinion, Silver, I think, was able, in my opinion, to was like able to would like be able to manipulate people. I think, in my opinion, stuff like that. It was able to be able to manipulate people, everything like that. Would have seemed like to me, or something like that. But and that's not the bad thing to me, in my opinion. They'll be able to will be able to manipulate people, which actually is which I think, in my opinion, could be a good, bad thing. Which I think for me could be a good, bad thing, and anything else like that. Which I think for me, which I think for me is actually a bad thing for me, in my opinion. If they can't even when they can't make their own choices, I think, in my opinion, Cobra Kai. If some of the students, I think, in my opinion, turn against Daniel, I think that would be a bad thing, in my opinion. And that's the kind of thing I'm worried about. The thing I'm worried about is the only thing I'm worried about is one of the students like might turn during the tournament, the Bill Takai tournament, if they're actually in it or something like that. Because think about it, in my opinion, it's like, shoot, I do think one of the Takai tournament could be a bad thing, a good thing, or something like that. That's kind of like the bad thing I'm worried about. And that's kind of like the one thing I'm worried about is one of the big old Takai tournament and stuff like that. Is one of the Cobra Kai kids actually turn evil or something like that? Because think about it, if they turn evil, then that's a bad thing for everybody if they do. And that's kind of the one thing that I don't like, in my opinion. That sound like the students, I think they're turning evil, but the thing, in my opinion, is like, shoot, I don't think they might turn evil. I think they might be one of them type of friendly rivalries or something like that. But the one thing I'm worried about is that lady, that Chinese lady. Because the thing about my opinion is, like, I think that she would do anything to get her grandfather style out there. I think, in my opinion, that on the new lady that was the sensei. That if you see in the poster, she the lady with the ponytail, the Chinese lady with the ponytail or something like that. And that's kind of like the one thing I worried about. That's kind of like the one thing I learned about stuff like that. It's like shoot, I'm just worrying about if she gonna be one of those type of senseis that would do my honor, or she one of the type of senseis that might do like Terry Silver, who try to be in my opinion manipulate to the students, but just in a different way. Because damn, in my opinion, and stuff like that, it is like shoot. I just think that she might try to do it her way. And that's kind of like my opinion on it and stuff like that. Because like shoot, kind of one thing I'm worried about, stuff like that is like shoot, I am worried about my opinion, what she gonna do, because she might do stuff a little bit more slickly than Terry did. Because she might do stuff a little bit more slickly than Terry Silver did, but she might do it up in a way that everybody might think that she being honorable. But the thing about it gotta take somebody else to tell that she not being honorable and stuff like that, in my opinion. But the thing, in my opinion about it, is like, shoot, is she not being honorable about it? That's what it would come to light, and she probably got to learn the hard way. And the thing about Kreese, the evil sensei, since she free, he gotta be doing some stuff too. I think, in my opinion, with Cobra Kai, which I think, in my opinion, he gotta be doing some crazy stuff too. Kreese, his crazy stuff, because that's why he free from jail too. And that's kind of thing too I'm worrying about too, because you look at it, because if you look at it, Kreese is a crazy person too. And that's kind of thing I'm worrying about, because so you worrying about Kreese a little bit. Kreese might mess up this whole thing. I think, in my opinion, Kreese is a wild card. Kreese is a whole basket case in himself. So I think, in my opinion. Should that just me, in my opinion about it? Sure, that's what I think about it. But everybody different on that, because y'all might think that shoot, that's not creasing out like that. But shoot, if y'all can tell me something different, then that's what it'd be good. If y'all can tell me something different about Crease, if he gonna be good, he gonna be bad, if he could change anything like that, me, because you look at each season, the kids in the season seem like they change and stuff like that. That because you look at it, because it seems like each season the kids do change and the kids do grow. If you look at it, if if you look at season for season, because you look at season one Miguel for season five, Miguel is just a more mature, confident person. I think, in my opinion, in the show. And but you look at it, Tori, Tori, I think her name, I think, on this show, Cobra Kai, Peyton, I think, who is Tori, the female student, I think, she gonna be good. I think, in my opinion, but think about some some people, I think it's gonna be good. Some people, I think, it's gonna be bad. But that's what everybody is different though on the show, because you look at the show as a whole. The show as a whole is not bad. The show as a whole is not bad though, in my opinion. But the show season for season is excellent. It's an excellent show season for season, in my opinion. And that's kind of like the thing that I like to see, in my opinion. because you look at it season for season, stuff like that. This should try like in my season, go for season. That every everybody who's saying Cobra Kai is not a good show, look at look at season for season and look at the character growth for each character. Daniel, better character. Johnny, better character. Stuff like that. You look for season. His wife, Dan White, um, Robbie is a better character. Demetrius Hawk. Um, God, what's the other character? Sam, Sam. I think, in my opinion, is one of my best characters. I think on the show, I like her on the show. She's actually good, in my opinion. Some people don't like her, some people do. But in my opinion, I like her. She's not a bad character, in my opinion. She's not a real bad character. But the thing about it, some people think that her character is not needed. I think, in my opinion, I think her character is needed on the show. She is a good character on the show because you look at the thing that she went through, just with Tori breaking her arm, I think, something like that, her getting sliced, and her, and her, in my opinion, going over going over her fear, I think, of Tori, stuff like that. You look at it, she had growth as a character. If you agree or disagree, y'all can put it in the chat. If y'all got any opinions on the show, then y'all can put it down below if y'all think that the character Samantha is a good character, bad character, anything like that. Because the thing about, for me, right, as a character for character show, there's not actually a bad character, I think, like Samantha. If you look at it, because you look at some of the characters, I think, just for other shows like that, which don't grow with seem like it just do everything just from the start. That's what Cobra Kai, the characters grow over the season. It's seeing like they get this skill set season for season. They're built on for the last skill set. They're built on to get stronger and better each season. Some shows, some characters able to do it already without explaining how they're able to do it. Because in my opinion, it's like I I don't I don't, in my opinion, just got a problem with that. But then about it, it's a song like on shoot, so at least show flashbacks of them training and stuff like that. I think, in my opinion, because the thing about, for me, in my opinion, is like, shoot, if they could show flashbacks stuff like that, just the reason why this character probably do all of that, and just that one man, one woman armor, something like that. At least show some kind of training sequence and stuff like that. At least for episodes, how they start, how they built up, just doing flashback stuff like that. That should be a good thing, in my opinion. That will be a good thing, in my opinion. What will happen? Which I think, for me, because the thing about, for me, in my opinion, which I think, in my opinion, that some people don't get, in my opinion, is like, shoot, because like the thing for me, in my opinion, which I think, for me, in my opinion, which I think, in my opinion, could be a good thing or a bad thing, or something like that. Which I think, for me, is actually a good thing. It the Cobra Kai show keep on bringing people, which could push the good guys, push the characters. I think some of that to be better. I think, in my opinion, it could break them. It could break them or not. It just depends. In my opinion, could be a good thing. It could be a good thing or a bad thing, for me, in my opinion. Could be good, bad, everything between. And that just me, in my opinion. And that's like, and that's like, in my opinion, and that's like my opinion. And that's like in my opinion could be a good thing, bad thing, stuff like that. But the thing about for me, if if y'all got any questions for me or something like that, dealing with the show, movie, or anything like that, anything like that, dealing with the Cobra Kai show, if y'all got questions, anything like that, that if y'all got if y'all got question ask me about it, then y'all can ask me down in the chat and anything like that. If y'all got a question, ask me anything about the Cobra Kai show. If y'all got an opinion about it, what you like about it, what you didn't like about it, on Twitch or YouTube, or anybody, um, or anybody in the chat who got a question about it, then y'all can tell me down below. Be Because the thing about me, in my opinion, what I think, and what other people think, and stuff like that, could be like in my opinion two different things. The thing about me, I like the show. The show, in my opinion, it's not bad. The show, in my opinion, is not bad, though, in my opinion. It's not bad. Good thing about it, some people might like it, some people might not. Because the thing about me, in my opinion, that just about the She-Hulk show and stuff like that, if y'all like the show, then y'all can put it. The thing about for me, I actually like the She-Hulk show. No, not the She-Hulk, but the Cobra Kai show, I actually like it. What's up? Testing 1 2. If y'all if y'all got any questions to ask me based on the show and stuff like that I'm going to answer. In my opinion, I will actually answer in my opinion. But in my opinion, just before I end this ice cream, if y'all got any questions to ask me, then y'all can put it down below. And plus for next stream, I think I might have a stream next week. Just have a tier maker list. I think, in my opinion, just of the people of Cobra Kai, which I like, don't like, and stuff like that. I will try to put it up. In my opinion, if you like it or not, I will. I will do. I will do that live next week on Wednesday or Saturday. One of them days. I think, in my opinion, I would do. I would do some kind of a live reaction or tier maker list dealing dealing with the Cobra Kai people. But everybody, I'll see y'all later and see y'all next week.